Hello my people, welcome back to my channel. I am Nyende. Please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to comment down there. It has been long and it is good we are here to meet again. Today I've got some topic that I want us to discuss out. Have you come to realize that there's so many wrangles in our marriages and even families? What are the causes of these wrangles in the families or at the marriage? In our marriages, we have so many issues, most of the domestic violence. It is so rampant into our families. How can we do about this? How can we go about this? What are the solutions? My dear people, I hope you are getting these points at home. I want us to discuss why are these wrangle issues are so rampant into our families. Why do you prefer having violence, domestic violence at our homes? Do you know what causes the domestic violence at our marriages or even the families? One is unemployment and poverty. A lot of research has been done that several issues, most of this poverty and unemployment, almost affect all the marriages. And what can we do about this? I'm still urging that we should find at least something to do in order to bring something at the table. Have a small business in order to avoid this domestic violence. Not that everyone can get employed, but to do away with the poverty, we have to do something that at least brings something at the table to avoid this wrangle issue at homes. What about this point of education? We come to realize that most of our people are so literate that even do command unto their marriages or houses or the families. They are so dictative even unto themselves. Why do you become so dictative unto your family? This leads to domestic violence because a partner will say, I'm so educated that you can't rule me as your child. And this come in the part of dictatorship. You don't dictate each other unto marriages. And that's why domestic is so killing most of us and to our families and to our marriages. Avoid being dictative. There's a point of relationship retention behavior. This factor has affected most of marriages. Why? This is where a threat comes into the family. Maybe a partner has accused one another, or somehow they have quarreled. And that's why one will say, if you don't change, me, I will beat you up to death. And that is a threat. If you threat one another unto marriage or into marriage, I tell you, my dear people, this will lead to domestic violence. And let us not be killed. Let us not be killed. Our emotion should not be killed. We should not be psychological tortures. We should not be mentally tortured. And that's why domestic violence has ruined most of the families and even the marriages. Hello, my people. Yes, another one is the young parents. We've come to realize that most of young people get into marriages or in a relationship, and that's where one starts to learn someone's behavior or skills. And I came to realize that this has also led to domestic violence and to the families. They got young when they're still married. They got married and they're still young. And that's where someone will say, I was not worth to be married by this person. These characters, no, I doubt whether I'll stay with this. And that's where fight comes in. They quarrels, it ends up to domestic violence. Let us fight the domestic violence, my people. Another research I've done is something called self-defense. Self-defense. This also has led to domestic violence and to our families and marriages. You as a partner there, you have almost all the silaha, let me say the silaha term, and your houses. And when fights come in, you've carried a panga, you had a hammer, you had the arrow, all of them you have them into your house. What do you want your partner to do, or the spouse? Because of self-defense, someone will say no. All these kind of tools the partner is having at your house. What about if we fight or we quarrels over each other? What will happen? Those self-defenses that we are having somehow ruin the emotions or the morale of somebody. So the solution of this, it is good to have them because it's a source of protection. You have to carry them as a source of your protection, but you don't use them whenever you quarrel with your spouse or with your partner. This has killed several people. You find a situation whereby some people are fighting, let's say the spouses were fighting over something issues or a certain small thing and the family. And what is the outcome? You had he cut the spouse into pieces, threw away, threw in the dustbin, threw in the septic tank because of the self-defenses things or tools that you have and to your family. Please have to avoid them or have to control your emotions. And that's why I'm saying the self-defenses tools are good to have them at your families, but how can you control them? Another research I've done that there's a something called suspicion of infidelities. What are the suspicion of infidelity? We've come to realize that most of domestic violences come out of suspicion of infidelity. This is a situation whereby you spouses, you don't trust each other and you don't have faith unto each other. Every time you're so guilty of a partner, guilty of a partner. Some may say, why this our relationship, we are not worth to it. You become suspicious about your partner and it ends up into death. If you start guilting around your partner, just know that is resulting to domestic violence. And you should trust each other unto marriage, even the families. Most of the families are that you find somebody shot himself after finding the spouse cheated. Maybe she killed him or he killed him, he killed her because of suspicion. My people, take just a minute. Subscribe down there. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Please subscribe and always like. Just like and share it. And the major thing, please watch it. Just watch a little bit and you will find more interesting unto it. Hello guys, I hope you have understood each other today. Those are the factors that has caused wrangle issues into our families. I've said poverty and unemployment, education, suspicion of infidelities. My people, we have to avoid this. Our homes are almost over because of domestic violence. Each and every time domestic violence, each and every time quarreling each and every time, killing of each other. What can we do to avoid all this? Another thing that causes that wrangling in the family or domestic violence, alcoholism. We find that the most of the families has been in drugs, most of the men or more somehow the women. Mm? Mama anakunywa pombe kabisa, akija kwa nyumba ni mlevi. She can't do all the house chores. Your man is back at home so angry, could not find when you cook. And that's where fights start and it leads to domestic violence. My people, alcoholism has killed several families. Or moreover, you find maybe mbaba ndiye anakunywa pombe kabisa, cannot provide for the family. Anakunywa pombe, akija kwa nyumba, you beat the mom. I want the food. You haven't cooked. And it is a fight. These are the domestic violence that we should avoid. It is good to some factors that you have to drink, but how can you control it? Just drink a little bit. Though it is not advised to drink, but you have to control yourself in order to avoid domestic violence into the family. Because this is a situation whereby you find a mom or a dad fighting a mom over when the children are watching over. And this kills their immorals and also their mental tortures. If dad can this to mom, what can we do? And that's why you find children are against the parents. They will start fighting their own parents. And this is just a domestic violence. We should do away with domestic violence. Another research I found is something called cultural factors. These cultural factors also affected our domestic violence and also into our marriages. You find you do an intermarriage where you marry another partner from another culture. When that one comes with his own culture, it will impede the other, and this leads to domestic violence. My people, just sorry for the interruption, but please share, like, comment, and don't forget to tell a friend to comment.